Hello guys, what the heck is up? Welcome back to my channel and to another freaking video. We have finally got over 70 pounds down on my journey. You've clicked this video because you guys are here for an update. I believe this is my 6th month update on Tirzepatide. I was like looking because I make these videos on TikTok as well, and I was only at my 4-month update there, but my 5-month update on here was last month, so I'm kind of lost on what's going on. I think I might be off by a couple weeks on some platform, but this is going to be titled my 6-month update on Tirzepatide because that is the timeline that we're on here. And I think that makes the most sense. If you are new to my channel, my name is Brittany and I have been on my GLP-1 journey through semaglutide and Tirzepatide since very end of January 2023. I was on semaglutide for about a year and then I switched over to Tirzepatide. I fill my medications as always through MD, which is an extremely affordable telehealth provider. They're linked in my description always. I love that they make you do blood work. They actually make you do blood work yearly. Like, I'm coming up on my year with them and they are like, girly, you gotta go in and do it again. Love that about them. I think that's super important. I love that it's affordable. I love that you don't have to pay for a doctor's appointment like I have with previous providers. They're just super great. I'm not required to talk about them on YouTube. It's just who I use and I think they're amazing. So if you're looking for one, I also believe that if you're on semaglutide with a different provider and you switch over, I think you can get your first month for free. So super exciting there. But without further ado, let's get into the updates. If you've been here for a while, you know that I type notes every single week on kind of what I'm at, what I'm feeling, all of that good stuff. So if you see me referencing or looking this way, that is why. So the first week of this last month, I injected the max dose of Tirzepatide into my stomach for the first time ever. And guys, it was brutal. You will see throughout this entire update, I've been having a lot of issues with side effects recently, and not the side effects that are traditional, such as like nausea, chills, etc., being tired, not anything like that, but just feeling so bloated and uncomfortable, which again, you will see the trend, and I do not know how to fix it. Like, I know when you're nauseous, you can have Zofran, or you can take Advil or drink energy drinks if you're tired, but just this uncomfortability I did experience when I was maxed out on semaglutide as well. So it's a feeling that I've had prior, and I know it's from the medicine, but my stomach specifically, I think because of the GI and bloating and all of that stuff that this medicine has been like affecting recently, injected into my stomach was a terrible idea. I like to inject into my arms. That's my favorite. So I usually do arm, stomach, arm, leg, just so you don't ever, like, my body doesn't get used to the points, and I do believe you're supposed to be rotating and things like that. And so I just did my stomach. I'm gonna be so real with you. I'm gonna be avoiding that for a really long time. So I injected on Saturday night, and Sunday into Monday I had extreme bloating and it was so painful. I did notice an appetite suppressant, but was just so uncomfortable that I was not wanting to do this injection point again. I did lose 0.4 pounds that week. Wednesday even, I was feeling sick. Even something as basic as like a turkey sandwich from Sprouts, which is like one of my go-tos right now. I'm planning on doing like a what I eat in a day here, and you'll see that. But even that made me just so nauseous. And so something with the stomach and the GI and all of that, even thinking about it, I'm like dreading the thought of ever doing it there again. The second week of this last month, I started flying home from Canada, so I did inject on a Sunday. I've mentioned this before. I used to inject on Sundays. I tried to transfer it over to Thursdays so I could feel the injection throughout the weekend. That's my struggle point. I feel like I always make really good headway during the week, and then the weekends come and I restart. And so over the last couple months, I've just had weddings and things like that, vacations, birthdays, that have made it hard for me to inject before the weekends. And honestly, I've been feeling so shitty that I can't even imagine. Like, I don't want my weekend, oh my goodness, I cannot speak. I do not want my weekends ruined with how the injections have been making me feel recently. And so I'm at this conflicted point of like, I know it would probably be beneficial, but also my mental health and my happiness in my life are my priority. And if I'm feeling so sick and miserable for the 2 days I have off a week. Is it worth it? I don't know. So I did my injection on a Sunday after Canada because no way in heck I was gonna let my injection ruin my trip. I'd also started the girly time of the month, which I always know to stay off the scale. It's never a positive experience. It's never real weight, but I just, especially during this whole weight loss thing over the last year and a half, I've learned my body so well, and when I'm holding water weight and all of that stuff, and this is just a time where I'm like, between flying, being with friends, drinking, girly time, we're gonna just let our body do its thing for a few days. I injected on a Sunday, as I mentioned. Pretty much all my notes were like avoiding the stomach. We already know that. I felt really hungry this week, but again, I think that's a trend. If you look back on any of my videos, when we're going through this, it's always the girly time of the month where I'm like, the injection doesn't work this week. So again, not taking too much of that week into consideration. Last week was the third week of the month. It was my birthday week, so I wasn't putting a ton of pressure on myself, but I ended up losing a pound this week, which is crazy. And so that's made me over 70 pounds down. Finally, I'm about 71 pounds down, give or take, just like an ounce or two. The only things I have noted is super uncomfortable after injections. Something I have added to my routine in the last couple weeks is I saw at Sprouts they had the Kourtney Kardashian Lemme Burn, and I just have a wedding and stuff coming up, and I just really want to feel good. I really want to continue to break. It's early, I'm sorry, I keep messing up my words. I really want to continue breaking plateaus. It's so rewarding and motivating, and I feel like when I do those, it's like the best feeling ever, but it takes a long time for me to get to another plateau. And so I really wanted to just add Lemme Burn in and see if that helped. It's a 120-day program. I don't really know if I should be mixing the two, so I'm not recommending it. This is just what I'm doing. So I did add that. I have noticed that it really does help. I think that you can add Lemme Curb into it, but I don't want to get too crazy, so I'm just using Lemme Burn. And I lost a pound on my birthday week. So was that a coincidence? Was that hard work? Was that the Lemme Burn? Was that everything? We will never know, but that was a really exciting week. This week has just been maintenance. My birthday was on a Friday, so I had lost a pound. Obviously I went out and drank and did all that fun stuff. I even yesterday had another birthday thing with espresso martinis and a cheeseburger. So I'm just really at this point with this journey for me, semaglutide, Tirzepatide, those are all tools to help. They've helped with my binging and all of these things that I've already talked to you guys about. But it's really important for me in these months where I'm going to new countries and birthdays and doing all these things to live in the moment, celebrate, not restrict myself, because that is what we've been trying to heal, right? Like, I'm trying to make this a lifestyle change, and I always talk about that when people ask me about like getting off the medication and stuff like that, and if I'm nervous, and I always say no, because for me this is such an important lifestyle change, and I'm trying so hard to make it realistic and healthy. And with that, it means on your birthday week that you eat birthday cake for breakfast maybe, or you have an extra cookie, or you have an espresso martini with breakfast, because it's your birthday and you deserve to celebrate yourself and enjoy those things even on a journey. And I think that my whole process has been a testament to that. Although I am losing weight slower now, I feel like in a really good place with it and really happy. And I just really want to encourage you guys to take, if you're like looking to consider being on this, or you're on this and you're being hard on yourself, like give yourself grace. I also saw a comment on one of my videos recently, and there was no, like, she wasn't mean, she had no bad intent behind it, but she was like, you guys should be shooting for 1 to 2 pounds weight loss a week. And I think that that's kind of a toxic mindset, at least for me to be in. I think that in this journey, I have a lot of weight that I needed to lose and still want to lose. And so in this journey, I have no, like, I don't want to shoot for 1 pound a week or 2, because I feel like that puts so much pressure on you to, like, if you're not doing it, that you're doing something wrong. And that's not always the case at all. Usually you're not doing something wrong, but like in this sense, right, like, it's my birthday, I shouldn't have shot for anything outside of having a good time with my friends and celebrating. So tangent there. But this last week, obviously I didn't really gain at all, but I did not lose either. It was kind of more maintenance and letting my body adjust. I was super uncomfortable again after injection, feeling so bloated. I didn't really have cravings at all. I don't know if it's the medicine or the Lemme Burn, but just the trend I feel like for this last month has been bloating and pain. Like, it just feels like you could just punch my stomach and it feels like there's 18,000 knives in it. And this is not a feeling that I'm unfamiliar with. It happened with semaglutide, and I'm really, really hopeful that it will pass. and that everything will be good, but it's kind of just the reality of this medicine, right? Like there's side effects, and sometimes you don't notice them, and sometimes you're like, holy cow, this is brutal. So that is kind of it for my update for this last month. I'm really hoping to come at you with something exciting over the next couple weeks. I really would love to continue breaking plateaus. I noticed this month too, I was adding like celery juice and salmon and stuff into it. I really want to start working out. That's something in this journey that I have not been good at all, and one of my goals for 29 is to just be better with the fitness aspect of it. So I'm hoping between continuing to have the green juices and the fitness and the Lemme Burn and just trying to really reel it in after my birthday that I can kind of pick up the process a little bit here. But either way, love you guys. Check out Minute MD, they are linked in my description, and I will see you so soon for another video. Good, bye.